If you hear hood in a neighborhood, you need to think of how can I own piece of this neighborhood. Hood means investment. Hood means potential. Hood means undervalued. When you hear these words, don't run from it, run towards it. I've heard stories from countless amounts of people who have said, oh, if I would have bought, if I would have known, if I would have saw the vision, I would have bought so many properties, I would have done this, I would have done that. We're going to be forced to rent long-term in every major city across America, period. There is no other way to put it. We have to be proactive if we want any piece of the pie. Gentrification is black power. When we make it black power. We gentrify, we own. We have the power. We control what goes on in the community. We're not yelling, he, she, they did this. It's, we're gonna do this, and here's how we're gonna do it. Gentrification has a negative connotation in the black community for two reasons. One, because it yells powerless. When us as black people, we get frustrated about gentrification, it's because we don't own. When you own, then you don't mind gentrification as much, and you control the gentrification. You control who moves into the community. And we're upset because we're not owning the properties in the community. So when the values go up, we're on the outside looking in, but our rents go up. Our rents go up because the property owners jack up the rents on us. And we are forced to move in a lot of cases, and we're yelling and we're fighting and we're mad, but we really need to look internally and see what we did to cause this. And the number one root to the problem of gentrification for our people is lack of ownership. Once we own the homes in the community, we control it. My name is Andre C. Hatchett. My friends call me Brother Dre. I am the proud co-founder of BuyBlackNYC.com. We are a black business directory and a wealth building resource for New York City. Brooklyn was known as a dump for me growing up in Westchester County. People talk very bad about Brooklyn, especially Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, which is one of my favorite places in the world, and definitely my favorite place in Brooklyn currently. It was known as a dump. Do or die, Bed-Stuy was the slogan. And it was don't go there, don't live there, and that's all changed. Brooklyn, for most people to become a homeowner, is over. That boat has passed. It's sad, but it's true. But Newburgh, New York, about an hour and a half north of Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy, there is an underdeveloped community which is very similar to Brooklyn and Harlem, how they were 20, 30, 15 years ago. Newberg is prime real estate. One, the buildings were built before 1920, 1930, meaning they have old world charm. They're Victorians, they're vintage, very brownstone, Harlem, Brooklyn-esque, should I say. There's also a vibrant waterfront. A lot of the homes that we're talking about are within 2 to 3 blocks from prime waterfront. That's an instant moneymaker, an instant attraction, and it's a great selling and or renting piece for the long-term investment plan. Newberg also has culture, it has charm. A lot of people who have been in the neighborhood have been there for 20, 30 years. They call each other by Mrs. B, Mr. C. Parents in one house watch the other house's kids. It has that old school, we are one community aspect that you can't have anywhere, and that only comes with older communities, especially older black folk communities. That culture, it's alive. Newburgh is alive. It just needs our investment dollars, our sweat equity, our vision, our long-term vision, 5, 10, 50, 20-year plan. It needs us.
Proceed about 4/10 of a mile.
This is old classic. This is an old classic house. That is an old classic house. They do not make them like that. That architecture is vintage. Gold mined. Gold mine, gold mine, gold mine. Very similar to Brooklyn and Harlem, how they were 20, 30, 15 years ago. Properties are abandoned. The homes have charm, character. They don't build homes like this anymore. And about 1/4 of these homes are beat up, on the verge of being demolished, and they're just sitting there. This is how Brooklyn was 30 years ago, and Harlem was 30 years ago. The majority of the brownstones were just like this. And now they're $900,000, $1.2 million, $2 million, and they're flying off the market. What we need to do is have a dominant mind state, a dominant frame of mind that we're going to go in there and revitalize the whole, there's a whole 4 or 5 block radius that is waiting for the taking. $15,000, $40,000. We could build our own schools there in these vacant homes. We could revitalize the whole neighborhood. We can get grants and loans from the government to do so, because Newberg is an economic development zone.
Every other home in Newburgh is abandoned. As you can see, you have a home, then it's abandoned. You have a home, then no one is abandoned. If the city was to put together to help us to fix these homes for the low income, it'll bring the people back. We don't even have low income houses that's decent for our people. I went to a meeting about a couple of weeks ago at our city hall, and all developers that coming in, no blacks.
No blacks.
They selling all the real estate to rich white people. And they treat it as such.
Wow.
We're not buying no blacks own anything.
Not a lot of blacks, but believe it or not, Mexicans.
Mexicans are buying the houses?
That's who is.
There's a lot of programs.
That's all the. If you go to Broadway, you're gonna see every store is Mexican or Puerto Rican.
Newburgh could be the new Brooklyn. Newburgh could be the new Harlem. We just need to get in there, put some sweat equity into it, bust our butts, and we will have our own community. If we miss the boat on Newburgh and potential Newburghs around the country, we're going to be forever renters. We're going to be forced to rent long term in every major city across America. Period. There is no other way to put it. We have to be proactive if we want any piece of the pie. If we are mad at Harlem, if we're mad at Brooklyn, if we're mad at white for taking it over, if we're mad at ourselves for not jumping on it, if we're mad at the bench for redlining us, if we're mad at any of those things, this is how we take out our frustration and our anger. We buy up the whole damn block. We buy up 4 fucking blocks. It's over. We're in control of the whole fucking strip.
Wave. Yeah, look, I said lately, shit been going crazy. I've been